I'm ranking every new Toronto Blue Jay player that they just traded for based on how much upside they have. I'm going strictly based off these players' statistics, metrics, and their experience in their professional careers. Before we get into it, make sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button if you enjoy videos like this and you want to see more. Alright folks, so here is my tier list for this video. At the top, you've got legit stud. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. These guys are legit MLB players with high upside, already proven guys that can make a big impact right now. Then you've got everyday player, a guy to fill out the 26-man roster that you wouldn't be upset to have on your team. Then you've got just MLB Ready, a player or a prospect with maybe minimal experience, but they're ready to go and join the 26-man roster and see what they've got. Then you've got high upside prospect. That's pretty self-explanatory. A prospect that could be a legit stud one day. Then you've got a dart throw prospect. Not too sure what this guy is, but you might as well take a shot on him and maybe one day he can provide you anything on the big league roster. Then you've got a throw-in prospect. These are guys that are a long ways away from hitting the big league level and we're just kind of thrown into the deal to sweeten it up a little bit. Now, beginning with the first trade the Blue Jays made, which was for Kevin Gausman, you got back Brett Bateman. And Brett Bateman is a guy that I'm pretty interested in. He's in AAA right now. The Blue Jays just sent him down there to Buffalo when they made the trade. And he's an outfielder with a really good glove. Like, I'm talking legit upside glove. And he's got a lot of contact. His minor league numbers look pretty good. He's batting .305 with a slugging of .415. Not a lot of slug right there, but a lot of on base, a lot of speed. He's a really fast individual with, again, a lot of great upside in those areas. The one thing he's missing is just the power. He's only hit 3 home runs and 2 doubles. He's a big slapstick kind of guy. But honestly, at the AAA level, he's got an OPS of 840. I'm looking right there with the on-base plus slugging. So honestly, pretty good stuff. He's ranked 87th in terms of prospect savant score, which is pretty tantalizing. Now, I think based on his level at the AAA level, like his statistics at the AAA level, this guy looks like a guy that could come up at any point, especially for the Toronto Blue Jays this year. So you know what? I don't want to put him in high upside prospect because I think there is probably a cap to a guy like Brett Bateman in terms of what he can do, but he is pretty interesting. I think you got to give him a shot at the big league level. So I'm gonna go as far as to say that he's actually almost MLB ready, and to see what he's got at the big league level, you got to bring him up at some point. And I would expect the Blue Jays to add him at some point or another in this season. If not this season, probably next season. His stuff looks like he's almost ready to go, and given his age, being almost like 20, he's 24 years old, I think he's looking like he's ready to go. The other guy they got in that trade for Kevin Gausman is Tai Southisene. I think that's how you say his name. I'm still not 100% sure. But Ty's a little bit younger than Brett. He's only played in high single A so far, but the savant score is pretty interesting. He's in the 99th percentile, and that means that he's got a lot of great tools. He's almost a more extreme version of Brett Bateman. Literally no power, hasn't hit a home run this season, but the stuff looks really good. He doesn't strike out, and he makes a lot of contact. That's very interesting. A lot of walks in his game too. He hits a lot of ground balls. His ground ball rate's 52%. So again, at the big league level, maybe that caps him, but the speed is pretty legit with this guy. Honestly, and this is kind of a weak comparison, I feel like he compares a lot to a Chandler Simpson over on the Tampa Bay Rays. Maybe not that good as Chandler Simpson, of course, because Chandler Simpson's actually doing it, but he's pretty interesting. Now, I don't want to go as far as to say that he's got high upside, because I don't know if he's got high upside, because he doesn't really have like a lot of power in his bat, and he hits a lot of ground balls. So I'm going to put him in dart throw prospect. He's, you know, still far ways away, but he could provide you something at the big league level maybe one day. He's definitely ranked higher than Brett Bateman, but he's still further away from being MLB ready, whereas Brett Bateman actually could be MLB ready just based on his age and his experience. So I'm going to say he's a dart throw prospect, but don't be surprised if he starts popping off in the minor leagues for the Blue Jays at some point. Now, this is going to be a legit stud. The Blue Jays traded for Jose Soriano, and they sent away Arjun Namala, who looked like a high upside prospect. But what do high upside prospects, what are we hoping they become? We're hoping they become legit studs. And Soriano is absolutely a legit stud. You've probably seen so many breakdowns of Soriano already. He's got a career 3.72 ERA. Really good season this year. He's also won the Pitcher of the Month award back in April. Not so good last year, but again, like over 31 starts, a 4.26 ERA, like that's still very serviceable. And then he had 2 good years. One was shortened, of course, because he was a rookie, but 2 good years before that. Soriano is a legit stud. You got him for 2 more years after this. This is the big trade that the Blue Jays made to really bolster their rotation moving forward. Legit stud is Jose Soriano. Then you move on to a very interesting and weird trade where they traded away Adam Macko for a couple guys, one of which was Josh Smith. And when we were live watching the the whole trade deadline yesterday, as of recording this video, I was kind of stunned that they traded for Josh Smith. Now, Josh Smith has won a Silver Slugger before, and you might be looking at that career 671 OPS and be like, how the heck did he do that? Well, it was in 2024, and he had a 731 OPS, still not very good in terms of like an everyday MLB player, like this guy's starting for you. So not very good. It's not bad. It's a filler in your lineup, but that was his best year ever, and he won it for the utility position of the Silver Slugger. So Josh Smith this year, not having a great year. I'm not too familiar as to why he has not played this much this year, whether it be injuries or playing time availability, but he has not had a very good season. But still, Josh Smith is an MLB player. He's got a track record. And on a competitive ball team, maybe he's utility guy off the bench, like a Miles Straw type of player. Although his fielding isn't as good as Miles Straw, it's actually not that great. So Josh Smith is a very interesting one. I'm not going to say he's an everyday player. He might be on this Blue Jays team right now, but he certainly is MLB ready, even though he's got a few, tools in his tool belt, or a few, years under his resume at the big league level. I don't want to say he's an everyday player, because that just feels kind of like, if you're a competitive team, you don't really want Josh Smith to be your everyday player. So I'm going to say he's just MLB ready. And I wouldn't be surprised if one day he just gets cut from this team outright or sent back down or whatever. Like, they didn't really spend a lot in Adam Macko to get him. I'll say he's MLB ready. Of course, he's proven he's MLB ready. He's already won a Silver Slugger award. Maybe I'm not doing him enough justice, but he's definitely going to be an MLB ready player. He deserves to be up here for the time being. That's where I got him right now. Now, the other guy in that trade that they got for Adam Macko was also prospect Josh Stephan. Now, looking at his prospect savant, not a lot of great tantalizing stuff here. He's got a 5.44 ERA in AAA, and the profile on him is that he's going to be a AAA filler rotation, like not a whole lot of upside with him. There's not a lot of great prospect gradings, even though he is 24 years old. I'm going to put him in the first throw-in prospect category. We're not really expecting a whole lot here. I don't know how much upside there is really to him. He was kind of just a throw-in as well in the trade for Adam Macko. Moving on, we've got Spencer Arrighetti. Now, this was a trade for Dalton Varsho, and I said this before, I'll say it again. It was an absolute steal getting Spencer Arrighetti. And Spencer Arrighetti has played a lot in the big league level. And funny enough, he actually won Pitcher of the Month back in May this year already. After that, he's been kind of falling off a cliff. Now, he is injured right now. Maybe that has to do something with that. Maybe there was a lingering issue right there. We want to learn more about him and why that's happening. But over his career, he's got a 4.66 ERA. And from Astros fans' perspective, they were very upset about this trade because they actually liked Arrighetti and what upside he could have. He also throws 7 different pitches, to my knowledge, here on Baseball Savant, which is crazy. So Arrighetti's definitely an interesting piece. He's already got a proven track record. Now, you could make an argument that he's an MLB-ready player. I'd argue that Arrighetti right now is an everyday player. This is a guy that would probably fill in the back end of your rotation and hope that you can get something from him. He's borderline between MLB ready and everyday player. So I'm going to throw him an everyday player just for right now, because there is some legit upside to him that could make him a solid rotational guy. Now, moving on, the next trade and the last 3 guys that we got for Jeff Hoffman are pretty interesting, one of which is Dasan Hill. Dasan Hill actually is ranked as the Blue Jays' 6th overall prospect right now, and he's a very interesting guy. 6'5", weighs 165 pounds. He throws pretty damn hard. He's got a fastball that clips at like 98, 99. That's pretty dang good. His prospect savant score is in the 97th percentile. Got a good K to walk rate. A little bit of control issues, but the K rate really like counters that. 77 Ks over 45 innings. That's crazy. Like there's legit stuff in Dasan Hill, but we haven't seen it come all together in his shortened, I guess, professional career. He's only 20 years old, so he hasn't played a lot. He's in high single A right now with a 5.80 ERA. I'm going to put this guy in high upside. Yes, I know right now he's a 5.80 ERA, doesn't look that good, but the strikeout stuff is there. There is talent there, but there's going to be a long road for him to go and figure that out. I would put Dasan Hill in the high upside category. Now, the other guys in that trade were Klein. He was actually the Twins' number 18th ranked prospect this year. He was recently promoted, but he only got 4 1/3 innings pitched, so there's not a lot to really go off him at the big league level. I tried to find his prospect stuff as well, but they actually took it off the prospect savant page. But he throws 94.9 miles per hour on the four seam. He's got a changeup, cutter, curve sweeper. There's some stuff there. Just a bullpen guy for right now. I believe they sent him back down to AAA as of right now. So there's legit stuff here. Like he's definitely played at the big league level, and he played on a playoff team, being the Twins. So I'm going to throw him in MLB Ready as well. I feel like at any point he could come back up and play for the Toronto Blue Jays this year. Now the final guy that we traded for at this trade deadline, and I feel like I'm going to butcher this, but Damory Pena, he is a 20-year-old, plays in high single right now for the Blue Jays. Prospect score at 77th percentile. He doesn't strike out. He's got a great swing percentage, great contact percentage, but all the other stuff, like the ground ball rates, again, 51%. He's got not a great walk rate. He feels like a bit of a swinger, almost like an Ernie Clement type, if I'm going to be honest. Lots of swing, lots of contact, but not a lot of power, and he does not strike out. Again, what kind of role could he have? I'm not really sure. It's a long road for him. The prospect score isn't that great. So I'm going to put him, he's either a throw-in prospect or a dart throw. I'll put him, you know what? If Stephan is a throw-in prospect, I'm going to make Pena a throw-in prospect as well, just because there isn't a lot that's really working for him in terms of his upside and his metrics right now. Whereas, over here in the lone guy in the dart throw, which is Tai Southisene, he's actually got a lot of great stuff, a lot of great tools with the speed and the contact. But that right now is the tier list ranking, short tier list ranking, everybody. But as you can see, the Blue Jays added a legit stud, an everyday player, 3 MLB ready players in my opinion, and then you got a high upside prospect, a dart throw prospect, and a couple throw-in prospects. So honestly, for a team that is retooling and, basically retooling, which is buying and selling, this is very good. You got a couple guys that are ready for you for the upcoming year, even the rest of this season, and then a couple throw-in prospects, high upside, and a dart throw prospect. So overall, I would say this is a very good deadline for the Blue Jays, and you as a Blue Jay fan should be pretty pleased. But guys, let me know your thoughts about my rankings in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, guys, go Jays go!